O land of joy and beauty, where shamrock holds the sway, and tinkers fight with madness, whilst tramps sleep out in hay. Thy land hath many wondrous charms to please the weary eyes, but there are some who really try thy freedom to despise. O land of faith and legend, in this world oft are few who carry out the works of Christ, some seldom really do. If all but sought to serve him, this world could surely be a land of saints and scholars and joyful harmony. Oh, pray for me, dear Ireland, and all thy beggars too, who roam about from town to town, but holy men are few. Alas, this world is weary of sin beyond repair, except by meditation on sin beyond compare.
How much will you spend this Christmas on cards, food, toys, drink, presents? It's a virtual certainty that you'll overspend, or at least you'll spend a lot more than you do at any other period of the year, including holiday time. This Christmas, the central bank estimates that £150 million will be in circulation. That's 25% more than at any other time of the year. On Christmas cards alone, the Irish public will this year spend £500,000, and well over £1 million more on the Christmas turkey. We'll spend something like £2 million on toys, and many millions more on drink, either in pubs or to take home. During this season of goodwill, you and I will be good to ourselves. We'll probably overdrink, and most of us will certainly overeat. And when it's all over, we may regret the money we've spent as we face the bills of the new year. At the moment, though, all the signs are that this last Christmas of the 1960s will be a prosperous one. Or at least it will be prosperous for most of us. But because wealth and opportunity are not equally divided among us, there will be some who won't have that happy Christmas, who don't see Christmas as a time of plenty, or even as a time of goodwill towards men. This is Francis Kendall-Husband, poet, travelling man, tramp. Last night he slept in a Garda barracks, the night before in a sports pavilion. What has he got to look forward to this Christmas?
Well, Christmas is a time when we should be thanking the good Lord for coming on earth and dying on the cross for us. It shouldn't really be a time when people look forward to getting drunk and eating too much. And it is a time of hospitality and goodwill. And if the people of the world who give welcomes to each other at Christmas time, if they were to be like that all through the year and had more charity, well, we may get somewhere.
Do you find that as far as you're concerned, Christmas is a time of charity and goodwill?
Generally speaking, here in Ireland, I've never met any better people as long as you're down the west. The west is the place where the traditioners have never died. People are in pretty good. If you go where they like the crack, they like to hear the music, they like to hear my poetry, then I'm on top, I'm on the pig's back, as I say. My biggest handicap is getting shelter at night.
Even at Christmas?
Well, if I get trouble with the chest, I just have to go into hospital somewhere.
And is this the prospect you face this year?
I'm afraid it's the only thing I can do. The Franciscan brothers in Roundstone told me that if ever I come down there, I'm not to sleep out. I am to go down into the monastery and will get a bed. And the same thing happens in Achill. When I go there, Brother Oswald will give me a bed. They like me down there because they teach, you see, and they like to hear my poems. Yes.
What about this Christmas? Would you be likely to spend any time, say, with a family? Or have you ever spent any time with a family? I
spent last Christmas Day with Sean Kelly, the Sergeant of the Guards, and his very nice wife, Maureen. She's a teacher. And I had more turkey last Christmas on my plate, I think, than I'd ever had in all my wanderings of Europe. And I had a great time. Plenty of bottles of stout and everything.
So even though you're a wanderer, people are not inclined to lock you out at Christmas.
They're not.
On the contrary, they're inclined to bring you in, are they?
They are. Especially when I give them plenty of music and plenty of poetry And I got very good testimonials from other people who've done the same thing, so... And my memory is superb now.
Do you ever spend a miserable Christmas on the road?
Not in Ireland. I've always been in somewhere. The biggest handicap is that as a man who likes a pint, I don't go up around Dublin because it's too dear up there. If you go down to Lixnor in Kerry, it's 2 and 4pence. If you go to Crossmolina, you can get a pint for 2 and 5pence. But I was down in a place last Sunday, just before I got to Uachtarard, coming from Moycullen. I was in a pub there, and they went round with a hat. And the landlady in the pub there, she threw a 10 bob note in. I come out of that pub with about 25 bob.
Do you think of yourself, Francis, as a wanderer or as a tramp?
No. I am the last surviving wandering bard in England, Scotland, Ireland and Wales. There was Raftery, of course, and there was Patrick O'Connor of Galway here, and there was O'Carolan, but they're all dead and gone. And I go to the national schools and recite to the scholars, and they always give me a welcome wherever I go. The most touching Christmas carol in my life is "Away in a manger, no crib for a bed, the little Lord Jesus laid down his sweet head. There am I, very often sleeping in a manger,